Well, hello, and welcome back to Kings Road Young Lions. I'm your host this evening. My name is Saucey, and tonight we're going to be doing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. Of course, I can't do it alone. I'm going to need a party here, and we've got one. We've got a team of young lions here: Rosa, Gator, and Solomon. Bronson's got the night off. Young lions, say hello, young lions.
Hello, young lions.
Hello, young lions.
I'm waiting for Bronson to chime in and say, I was on mute.
Hello, young lions.
Or no.
That's right. So we've got an interesting session here tonight. We are getting pretty close to an epic encounter in the city of Suplex City. This is Territory 3. This is the stop number 6 on the King's Road here. And things are spiraling out of control. We've got some dark necromancy going on, and some we've got ghosts and spooky, scary skeletons and zombie attacks from this place and that place. It's bad times in Suplex City. Of course, that's the home of Rosa, and we're going to be running tonight in Roll20. I'm missing 2 of my sidekicks here, so make sure you get in there.
Huh? Oh, that's I restarted all my yeah. I was like, what?
Yep. So just Rosa and I are having a one-on-one encounter. So please join so it doesn't start to get awkward, right?
So do you guys like pizza?
Right. So let's recap where we were last week. Last week we had entered the town of Suplex City. The crew of the SS Celtigar said, you know what, young lions, you got this. We're going to stay on the ship. You go check how things are. And Rosa, we know this is very important to you because your mother lives in Suplex City. She works at the monastery as part of the clergy there. Of course, the Temple of Mirrodin. So there's a compulsion to explore the city and find out what's going on with Mama Rosa. And immediately upon entering the town, you're greeted by this giant rusted cracked bell and a ghost town full of, you guessed it, there are ghosts. Some of them are headless, some are armless. They're all very unhappy, and they want to be inside you. They want to possess everybody. So the party ran away from that, but not before Bronson and Snugglecup were possessed. And of course, Gator comes to the rescue. Triple G with the big save there, dispelling that possession and allowing the party to move on to the cemetery in front of the temple. That cemetery, of course, filled with empty graves. There are undead walking around. There are zombies. There are big zombies. And then there's real big zombies. But it didn't seem to be any problem for the party who, despite running recklessly into fog, was still able to navigate the situation pretty well and use some pretty ingenious tactics to target some of the larger enemies with attacks that would knock them prone and then allow Bronson just to go berserk on them. Rosa, with a big save there, just completely obliterates all the normie zombies with a little bit of turn undead. Gator actually killed something with a stick that was amazing. Greater Zombie attacks Gator while he's trying to gain entrance into this corrupted temple, formerly the Temple of Mirrodin. And then Bronson protects the party from literal giant zombie Brock Lesnar. It was a thing of beauty. And Solomon, the animal training is finally paid off between you and Snugglecup. Snug has learned all these tricks, and it's probably for the best because upon being scared by a ghost and possessed by a ghost, Snugglecup aged a little bit. In fact, aged.
He all glowed up. Man.
That's right. Snuggy got a glow up and aged 5 years to full adulthood, and now he's a big old kitty, big enough to jump and attack. He bite, he attack, he snuggle. He protect. That's right. So here we are at the top of the courtyard right in front of a cathedral, which is overlooking just an undead soup underneath of it. Purple mist drifting amongst this cemetery full of open graves. There are still undead walking around, and in true horror movie fashion, the party is holding the high ground, taking down any of these random zombies that march the steps, but it's only a matter of time before the big zombies come back again. So that brings us to where we are now, and you can see the image right here. 3 pedestals in front of the cathedral, a giant magical dome over the cathedral itself. And on these 3 pedestals, 3 bowls. Upon further investigation, we learned that the bowls are in fact the top of a skull, 3 skulls. And inside of each one of those bowls are words carved in different languages. One bowl says the word blood, written in, and let's see, that one was Dwarvish? Was it Dwarvish? I forget. One's written in Dwarvish, one's written in Gnomish, and the third was, help me out here, young lions. I forget what the last one was.
Halfling, right?
Halfling, I believe.
That's right. The one that says
Yep.
the one that says blood is written in Halfling. The one that says bone is written in Dwarvish. And the third one, the one that is the most gilded of the 3 bowls, says in Gnomish the word soul, S-O-U-L, not the other kind of soul. So while there's still this impending march of undead onto the party, and they're still trying to gain entry to the cathedral, they can't do so. They've deduced that the skulls will be able to gain them entry if they can solve this puzzle. So, party, you've had some time to think things over. And now we've got some mood music play. So where do we want to begin this week with this puzzle of the 3 skulls?
I mean, did anybody else have any ideas this week besides the one I put forth?
I couldn't think of anything.
I got one idea.
Okay.
All the words are written in a different language. What if we just say the words in those languages?
Okay, that's the easier one, so yeah, we can try that. I'm cool.
I know the Gnomish word for soul. It's shaboingle.
Say that again?
Shaboingle?
Shaboingle. In fact, it is. It is. That's, everybody knows that.
Yeah, it's Gnomish.
It's. I mean, everybody that speaks Gnomish knows that.
I kind of turned my head sideways, but okay, yeah. I can speak Gnomish.
Yeah, so Rosa speaks Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Halfling.
Halfling and Orc.
And Orcish. Okay.
Well, look at you, Rosa. Aren't you the polyglot?
If we find a large skull, there may be a 4th skull, right? It's maybe that'll come in handy. Okay, so you're going to read the words out loud, and you're going to say the Halfling word for blood, the Dwarvish word for bone, and shaboingle, the Gnomish word for soul.
Into the bowl. Like, into the bowl, you know? Or something, or whatever.
Okay, who's speaking into the bowls?
Well, Gator knows Dwarvish, so he can take... It was bone in Dwarven?
Yes.
All right, well, according to my little generator here, the Dwarven word for bone is thord, and I say it into said bowl. Thord, thord.
Okay, so you say the word, so you lean over the bowl and you speak into it the word thord, and unfortunately no reaction.
Maybe we should all do it at the same time. Rosa, you take the halfling bowl.
Yep, I got it.
Is there a halfling word for blood?
Yeah, what's the halfling word for blood, Rosa?
Hibby.
Fascinating.
I would
What do
never
you call
guess.
the other humors?
Hey, we're only focused on one right now.
All right. Well, I mean, no, Bone's another humor, I think.
No. It's like mucus, bile, blood, and like liver juices or something. I can't remember.
Just the wet parts.
I was going to say
Yeah,
yoo-hoo, but you know.
All right.
Possibly. There's the wet humors, the dry humors, the hot humors, and the cold humors. So it's all a mix.
All right. So on 3, we all say our word into the bowl. 1, 2, 3. Shaboingle.
Lord.
All right, so Solomon, you're very excited because as you breathe into the bowl and shaboingle, you see a little illumination inside of the bowl. What you don't see is that in the bowl that Gator is breathing into, there's no reaction, and into the bowl that Rose is breathing into, or that's speaking into, no reaction in that one either.
It's working.
Okay, so yours was the soul bowl, right? I should have written this down. Shaboingle. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I tried breathing into that one last time and got a reaction, but no like real definite answer. So since when my experiment worked and then his experiment worked, can I use those 2 instances to make an Arcana check and try and like suss something out of it?
Sure.
Solomon, I don't usually ask for these kind of things, but I'm gonna make a knowledge attempt here. Can you help me out with that at all?
I mean,
Do you have
I've got real good proficiency in Arcana.
I was gonna say I got a 6. I was trying to like front a a D8.
Yeah. Why don't you lend your knowledge to Gator's front on this case, Rosa, and I'll just vogue quietly in the background to inspire you.
Or keep yelling Shaboingle.
Shaboingle! You know, in some gnomish communities, they call me Mekaliki Shaboingle. That's the king of soul.
Wow. What are you, Jambi? Mekaleka High? Mecha Shaboingle?
Bronson
Hey,
would be so proud of you right now.
Oof. So, total of 15 here.
15?
Add a D8.
I did.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Wait, was Rosa giving you the help action, though? I thought Rosa was helping you. So you got advantage?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so that means I get another roll. So that'll be... 16.
Yeah, so by studying the bowl and by testing it, you've determined that the louder that you speak into it, the more of a reaction that you get, but your breath into the bowl seems to be what's giving it the reaction.
So by the end of my investigation, I'm just like Sam Kinison on stage. Ah, ah, ah! I got something, but I don't know what.
Is it working?
Yes, no.
While you're getting that reaction, there does not seem to be any change to the magical force field around the cathedral itself. And let's see, did I think I get that? Oh no, that's the wrong picture. Ignore that.
Well, then we need analogs of blood and bone. So blood is wine. What bone is body? I guess is bread, and then soul is breath. I don't know. So Gator takes out some non-magical components and he rolls up some hobbit leaf in sorry, halfling leaf. Oh my god, I'm so old school. And he lights that and he inhales and he blows the smoke into the soul bowl to see if that does anything specific.
So run that by me again.
And basically, I roll up some halfling leaf and I ignite it and I inhale, and I didn't say it was a bowl. I said it was a joint.
It's halfling leaf. You gotta pack it in your pipe. It's the only way to smoke halfling leaf.
Listen. Anyway, Basically, I just exhale the smoke from just like a non-magical, just like a enjoyable hobbit leaf, halfling leaf, into the bowl to see if the smoke is maybe like something. Does it cause another effect?
I elbow Rosa while this experiment is happening. I go, oh no, Gator's blowing smoke again.
What else is new? But how about this? Is there any sort of can I kind of think of any sort of religious type thing that maybe I've read about or I've encountered?
Sure, let's have a religion check.
All right. Ooh, that's nice. I forgot how much I get for that. +4, 23.
Ooh.
Yeah, roll 19.
Yeah, so in that case, you do know of different rituals that are similar to this, similar to like communion. However, the bowls are not made of human parts. And typically they would be made of like a brass bowl or a goblet or something along those lines. So this appears to be some kind of dark ritual. A perversion, a dark take on what would normally be used in different religious practices. So this is... what's the word we're looking for here? But an affront, an insult. It is a tainted ritual,
a cursed communion.
Sure.
Whoa.
And Solomon, what are you doing while they're both experimenting?
Making quips to Rosa about Gator and voguing.
Let's have an
inspiration.
Let's have an investigation check from you.
Shit.
I'm like, are we carrying any sort of like bread or wine?
Stuff.
I mean, we have rations.
You have a can of whoop ass.
Think of soul songs that are in my repertoire.
I mean, it was better than the initial idea I had, which was to actually grind up bone dust and get blood.
I got a 16.
Okay, yeah. So you're trying to come up with a catchy song that will inspire the other two to figure this thing out, and you're kind of looking around like for bits of inspiration. And at that point, you notice that there's a carving in the pedestal. In fact, there's a similar carving on each of the 3 pedestals. And it runs around.
We didn't even bother to check the pedestals.
Checked
we
it
are
with
off our game. All right, what is this carving?
I checked the top of it.
Written in a common script is a poem. And I've lost it. Just bear with me for a minute. I have it here.
It's all right. I have the same problem with poetry.
So the poem reads as follows. Blood binds the living and the dead. The toll of life must now be fed. 3 vessels stand their hunger strong. Fill them rightly. Open the throne.
What was the last rhyme there?
Fill them rightly, open the throng.
Yeah, so the text wrapping around the back of the pedestal, you have to kind of peek around the back of it to get the end of it. It says, fill them rightly, open the throng.
Wrong.
Throng as in, it's like...
We're trying to open the temple.
I think there are people being held in the temple.
I think that's probably pretty reasonable.
I'm like, I feel like at this point, based off that, it's keeping them in rather than...
Yeah, we just need to fill them with what they need to be filled with. That's easy. There are plenty of dead bodies around for us to get some bone, we can just make that happen. And if we're not opposed to a little bit of bloodletting, we'll do whatever it takes. And believe me, Mekaliki Shaboingle over here, he's got that third bowl on lock.
Well, somebody bled into the bowl previously, so
That was me, yeah.
Just a
Well-
drop though.
yeah, it's not full.
Any more?
So
Fill it up to the rim
that's
or
right.
the line.
After putting that blood drop into the bowl, Rosa didn't notice any reaction out of it. That's not to say that there was no reaction. It just was, if there was a reaction, it was only a trace amount.
You know what? You youngins, save your blood. I'll do what it takes. I'm in fact 40 years older than I was yesterday.
Well, I don't think you did age.
No, you didn't.
You resisted it with your mental advantage.
That's right.
Oh yeah, because I'm a gnome.
Yeah, so that was
I
a close
forgot.
call. Close call.
I was still living in that world. I still feel 40 years older than yesterday. And I'm a lot older than both of yous anyway. So
We'll get you some coffee. You'll be all right.
let me do the bloodletting, whatever it takes. How many hit points is it going to take to appropriately fill this bowl?
I was like, why not make it a group effort?
Why not just siphon it from Bronson? He's so big.
Because Bronson is currently defending us from zombies.
Yes.
So he's probably covered in the stuff. That's all I'm saying. Can I rip off Bronson's shirt and just wring the blood out into the...
It's giving eerie, black magic vibes. We probably should use fresh blood. The juices that are coming out of those zombies, it's not blood anymore, Gator.
It's red.
No, it's not.
So is wine.
Ish.
Brown is red.
Oh, you know what? That could explain a lot. I pull a card out of my pocket and it's covered in colored dots. And I hold it up to Gator. I say, "What number do you see on this?"
I just see a bunch of polka dots and I say Dusty Roads.
He's colorblind.
God help
What?
us.
I guess I'll never be in the Air Force then.
Oh,
Movie reference.
yeah.
So who we ringing out? If I can't bring out Bronson's shirt, we're ringing out somebody, I guess.
I'm like, I'll at least contribute some. I'll cut across my my palm and kind of.
It's
Wow.
not worth it. Your vitality is more. We don't know what's on the other side of this door. People are maybe trapped in there. Maybe they're trapped in there with some of their captors. You, as the healer around here, need to be in top form. I can fight on the back line. Like,
Solomon,
take
this
it.
this is my family temple. I feel like it is at least my duty to shed some blood for this. I'm just cutting my palm and wringing it out a little bit. I'm not, cutting my throat or anything like
don't
that.
cut your palm. Try wielding your holy symbol and casting somatic components after that. No, never cut your palm. If you ever have to do voluntary bloodletting, don't cut your palm. Cut
All
the
right.
outside of your upper arm. Let it drip off of your elbow, all right? That's the best way to do it. You don't want to inhibit your fine motor skills.
Okay.
While this
Wow.
conversation's going on, Gator steps over to that zombie that he
Bonked.
peeled his muffin cap back, and he steps down on the joint of the elbow with his boot, and he kind of cringes a little bit, and he grabs the wrist and he just rips the thing up, and he just kind of like breaks it into a few pieces and deposits it into the bone bowl, kind of getting sick the whole time, but knowing it's for the greater good.
Okay, let's have an athletics check.
No, okay. Well, let's have an athletics bonus, which I don't.
Or I would also allow you to use medicine if you are butchering it with a blade.
That'll actually give me a bonus, so yes, please.
There you go.
So that boot I mentioned looks a lot more like just a just like a ritual knife.
Sure.
19.
Yeah.
Well,
So
22 total, actually.
so with surgical precision, you can absolutely remove the lower limb of the greater zombie on the steps of the cathedral. And you can break it up into smaller pieces as well.
Bite size.
Sure, bite size. Okay, so now you have this arm of decaying flesh and bone cut into chunks now. However, there's still this rotted flesh that's still clinging into the bone in some areas and loose from the bone in other areas.
My God.
Yeah, clean the meat off of it. We just want the bone. You need a dagger?
Nope. And can I just like put it on the ground and use firebolt around it?
Nice. The meat off.
Yes. But first, let's have a Constitution check.
Oh, God. But why? Just a check. Well, it doesn't matter because save won't make a difference. Total of 16.
Yeah, okay. So while this is very disgusting, Gator's very determined about this. And yeah, you can absolutely cook the meat off with these firebolts to the point where you get this almost bleached bone remains that are left over. It'll take a little while for it to cook and for you to be able to kind of peel off all the bits. So while this is going on, what's happening over at the blood bowl?
Well, we're both bleeding into it, so I guess
All right,
we'll
so
divide the hit points that it takes. How many hit points does it take?
so whoever's bleeding into the bowl, let's have a D4 roll.
That's both of us, though, right?
If you both cut your hand and you're squeezing, yeah.
Upper arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Never slice the
okay.
palm.
Okay.
I kind of imagine like Solomon being like, no, not the palm. You want to cut here, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, trust me, I've done this
D4.
before.
3.
I got a 4.
All right, so you take 3 damage and take 4 damage. And you can both drain into the bowl. You kind of have to smush together to both go at the same time, but the bowl is
Little.
it's that's true. But you're bleeding into something the size of the top of someone's head. You know, not a huge bowl.
That's a big head, from my point of view. It's like a salad bowl.
That's at least a whole gator.
So it takes a little while, but as the blood starts to pool in the bottom of it, you start to see a soft glow in the bowl. You're getting the reaction out of it, but it's taking a lot longer than anticipated. You're checking on Bronson as you're going along to see how he's making out. He's having the time of his life, just kicking heads off and doing Bronson things. So it's great.
I think Snuggle Cup's over there with him, just like having the ball of a time. So many more toys than he ever had.
Yeah, I don't know if Snug is actually attacking anything because he's not being commanded to do anything, but he's unbothered by anything at this moment. So you're going to continue bleeding in the bowl, so let's have another D4 roll.
Got a 1?
2.
Okay, so 1 and 2. At this point, you start to get a solid reaction out of the bowl. It's glowing with a consistent glow, and you're pretty satisfied with the amount of blood that's in this thing. The level has raised, maybe an inch into the bowl. And let's have a Constitution check for both of you.
Ooh, my dice
11.
are good tonight. 21.
All right, so the 21 is great. Solomon, you're feeling a little woozy. The sight of blood is the sight of your own blood is not something that you're really thrilled about, but you don't pass out. It doesn't have any real effect on you, but you've decided that's enough for now. You're pretty satisfied with the amount that's in the bowl.
Yeah, that probably looks fine. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh,
So now you're ready for a juice box and a free cookie, maybe a T-shirt in the mail. You know, they thank you for your blood donation today, and so you have a seat, and that's when you see over to your right that Gator is just barbecuing Greater Zombie on the steps of a church, and he seems very proud of himself.
Yeah, that's a smart move, Gator. Yeah, you're actually probably gonna save some time that way. Ooh.
So Gator, you're able to clean these bones, and now you have the components you were looking for.
And crumble, crumble, crumble. Well, I was gonna say like feta cheese, but it's probably more like a cracker at this point.
Well, I wouldn't say that the bones will crumble.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happens under with intense heat. They do turn into ash, but
it takes the longest, and it takes an obscene heat to actually.
Very high heat for a long time to do that to bone. I understand.
Yeah, this is like the leftover T-bone of the steak.
Well,
hey, Bronson, can you hammer for us real fast?
No, because I can just snap the fingers off at each knuckle, and that's easy enough. And then for the femur, I just take it over my knee.
Well, you were just dealing with a lower arm. We never got to a femur, so it's just from the elbow down, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, so the ulna then, right?
Yeah. Or
Sure.
the radius.
I'm so forgetful.
Yeah,
Those ones, you might be able to.
Femur's in the leg. How did I forget that?
And it's like the strongest bone, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I want to watch you try to break a femur over your leg, Gator. You're a wizard.
So no, I got mixed up because I was thinking the leg bone is the fibia and the tibia, and I got mixed up. But ulna and radius is the beginning of the arm or the top of the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, those are not so bad.
You have these assorted bone parts, and the right hand of this greater zombie, which, while the bones are still connected by some type of cartilage type tissue, they can be pulled apart easily enough. So you can compile a collection of small bones.
Works for me.
Okay. What do you do?
I top off the bowl.
Okay, so upon placing the bones into the bowl, and you put it one at a time, and you see as you are putting the bones in there, you got them the rest of them scooped up against your chest as you're dropping one in like you're dropping in what is it, like you drop raviolis into a pot, or what I mean? And
I want to kind of leave the hand intact, put the hand inside the bowl in a cupping motion, and stack all the rest of it on top.
Oh, sure. Well, hey, as soon as you put the hand in, you get an immediate reaction from the bowl.
Oh,
and
cool.
The more bones you put in there, the brighter the bowl starts to glow. Of course, it's all this eerie purple glow that you've become accustomed to seeing quite often. So that's 2 bowls now with this glow.
Shboigle.
All right, I'll bring the soul.
Okay.
Get out from under my cloak. Pull out the tiny little ukulele.
Klaatu, Verata.
It transforms into a full-size guitar.
Okay. Right on.
And the music begins to build up. A bit of a swaying jam. And as I bend over the bowl, I sing as powerfully as I can into it. Got to try a little shaboinga.
Well, yeah, you get a great reaction out of that. And at this point, with all 3 bowls lit, there is a reaction in the doors as the doors to the cathedral open inside. Do church doors open inside or outside? It's an old church. Maybe it opens inside. It's not up to code. But open the doors. You see all the people. Normally you would see all the people. You don't see all the people. There are no people at the inside of those doors. But there is a presence that's beckoning you to come inside.
A beckoning presence. That's never good. Shall we go in?
I'm like, oh god, it's a trap, isn't it? Where's Admiral Akbar? Anyway.
You beat me to the joke. No fair. You get to say that all the time.
I'm the Star Wars nerd.
That's what I mean.
Admiral,
Say that all the
we're
time.
with us now. Shoulder the guitar.
I mean, we've come this far. I'm going in. I'm pretty pissed that the temple has been desecrated as it has.
Let's go.
I still have mage armor, but I'm going to cast some false life as well because I desperately need that.
I'm pretty sure I still have the blender on. I may drop it though if there are actually people.
Unless y'all took any hits during that combat, you still got temporary hit points.
I got blasted by something because I think it was that greater zombie. Something hit. Like I'm down hit points plus the ones you gave me.
And Solomon and Rosa are down from the blood offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was down a little bit before that too, but
I was like, do you need some healing, Solomon?
I'm fine. I'll just go in behind you.
I'm like, I can give you a cure wounds. It's one action.
I'm gonna, let's be serious. Like, what kind of spell capability do you have left?
Looks like I'm still got all my slots for first level, so that's 4 of those. I have 2 of my 3rd levels. I still have 2 of my 4th levels. And I have 2 of my 2nd? Yeah, 2 of my 2nd.
Save them, and I'll just toss a quick first level healing word on myself. I have a bit more power than you. I was really utilizing this crossbow against those zombies.
All right.
And I have this greater healing potion, so I'm all set. And also, for my false life, I rolled maximum. So I have 8 temporary hit points. And I'm only down 6, so Gator's still feeling brave enough.
Do those temporary hit points stack on top of the ones that Solomon gave you?
I don't have those anymore. Those went away. Whatever, I can't remember, but something hit me, so those went away.
I was saying, yeah, you were getting attacked by zombies.
Yeah, I don't remember what, but I definitely got smashed.
Yeah, so the way I understand temporary hit points to work is that your maximum hit points don't go up higher than one singular bonus would take it.
Right, yeah. So
it's going to be
they
one.
go away when you take damage.
Mm-hmm. They go away first before your current hit points.
Okay.
Yeah,
and whatever hit me, like, so something in the last session hit me for 16 points of damage.
Yep.
Or it would have had to have been 6, 8. It would have had to have been 14 because I had 8 before.
Yep.
And I'm down 6 to my current hit point. So I just cast False Life to get those 8 hit points back for myself.
Gotcha. Okay, we're good.
Temporary hit points. Yes.
All right. So are we walking?
I just healed myself for 8, so I'm solid.
Are we walking into the cathedral?
We're walking in, crossbow up.
Crossbow up.
What's our formation? What do we want to do here? Are we calling Bronson and Snugglecup over? Like, what are we doing here?
Should I consult the bones, or are we just too far gone for that?
That's your call. It's your temple.
How long does it take to consult the bones?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Let me...
I think it takes like a minute, because it's probably like any other pseudo ritual type spell. Those always take longer.
Yeah, casting time is a minute.
Okay.
That's not bad.
So
Man.
is that the plan?
I don't know. I just feel like we're walking into a trap. I'm trying to figure out what kind.
Hey, Rosa. I lay a comforting hand on your shoulder. This is your trap. In your home. It's your call. Take the lead.
All right. Actually, yeah, going back to what I said earlier, I'm kind of really mad about how the temple's been treated, so I probably just go in being like, yeah, I go in like a boss.
I'm right behind you. And Gator,
I
you're
follow
also.
close behind as well.
Okay. Can everybody see the battle map? Okay, so go ahead and move yourself on the battle map, and then tell me where you want Bronson and Snugglecup.
Oh, roll 20 is so slow.
And yeah, maybe we just put Bronson and Snugglecup in the door for the time being, so they can.
Yeah,
lock
let
their
them
back.
block the door.
And is Gator going inside as well?
Yeah, I'm having to adjust the area map for size, and roll 20 is just disgustingly slow.
Sure.
And it's full of bones in here.
Yeah, so as you enter into the corrupted cathedral, this once grand building, Rosa, you know it well, is now a twisted ruin of shadow and decay. Evidence of that are the piles of bones stacked up right at the door. Whatever died either died here or the bodies were brought here. And you get a further look at the rest of the room, which is lit by a dim light.
Yeah, I've got 60-foot dark vision.
And you can see the pews are mostly empty, but the aisleways are mostly full of these skeletal remains. Even the clothing on a lot of these remains has decayed quite substantially. Let's
This
see,
is
60.
unnatural.
I think that looks like that's about 60 feet. Okay, so that'll be the extent of your vision. And as you're in here, there is... Oh, shame on me. I didn't do the thing. Just bear with me for a minute while I put a little bit of purple stuff in there. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh man. You know, I have just as much trouble with Roll20 trying to get images. It's so difficult to grab the handles on these pictures.
I was literally just thinking, I was like, but you were done in by the mist during the last combat.
There we go. That's what it should look like. Yeah, like that. Okay. Right, so you have this eerie dark light rolling through here, and this purple mist that obscures what is at the end of this very long cathedral. Rosa, you know this cathedral to be very long. It extends beyond where you can see. It's got very high ceilings. This mist, however, is relatively low. It doesn't fill up the upper part of the chamber, so you can see the ceilings up above it, but you can't see through this mist. And then you begin to hear an eerie voice beckon you as this female voice begins a monologue in a very I don't know what adjective to use, but in a very just slimy, icky. It's partially seducing and partially evil and arrogant at the same time. And she speaks almost gleefully. She goes, "Ah, the so-called heroes finally arrive. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever make it this far, or if you'd stumble and fall like all the rest. Welcome to my cathedral. I hope you love what I've done with the place since Suplex City's rebirth. You can feel it, can't you? The power pulsing through these walls. It's not the weak, fleeting light of your gods. No. This is something far greater. You see, in this temple, these people, in this city, these people were never more than cattle, born to serve, to toil and die, just as you may well do so today. But I gave them purpose, a voice of authority, a future in my army of the undying. With each soul that I claim, I grow stronger, and soon all will bow before me as Vanessa McDragon, the Lich Queen of the Darker Order." She pauses for a moment to observe.
I'm sorry, who? You referred to us as hero? I'm not sure. We're just coming through town on business. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see the confusion on your face. I see that you're all a bit confused and taken aback by what's happened here. The redecorating, the repurposing, the new creative direction that we've taken this town. But you still think you're here to save somebody or to stop me? How quaint that is. That's so very cute. But you don't understand. This was never about them. This was never about you. It's about me. It's about my destiny. And my father knew it. You know him. Vance McDragon. He sent me to this pathetic town to prove my power. And now, with the souls of Suplex City fueling this ritual, the gates of immortality are within my grasp. And soon not even the gods themselves will stand in my way. It's too bad that I had to send away all the pretty little magic users before I could actually start culling the weak. But sacrifices have to be made. And what of you, brave little lamb, stumbling into this slaughter? Your strength means nothing here. Your magic, your steel, they cannot save you from the inevitable. But I'll offer you this one last choice. You can die here and be forgotten like all the other bones stacked up before you. Or you can kneel and swear fealty to me. Kiss the ring. And perhaps I'll let you serve in my new kingdom as more than just hollowed corpses. You'll serve as abyssal knights of the Lich Queen.
Deal. I put a hand on Rosa's shoulder. Give her the side eye. Absolutely. Now, I mean, kneeling to a disembodied voice sounds great and all, but if you're actually around, oh great Lich Queen, it'd be lovely to actually meet face to face to those who I am pledging fealty.
Let's have a persuasion check.
I was like, good call on the, hold up, Rosa, because I was about to smack her with a guiding bolt.
Stall. I'm stalling. You can read my thoughts right now. It's like, it's time to stall, everybody. We need to stall. We can't fight mist. Yeah. I read a book about how to seduce dragons. Some lich lady with my magic underpants. 25.
Ooh. The voice pauses for a moment, and you could swear that she's considering the offer. Very persuasive.
Again, you seem to be expecting the reputation of like some heroic figures who came in here. I think you may actually be mistaken about who you have. We came to the temple because the town was messed up and we figured that that was a good place to hide. But seeing that you're in charge of everything around here, it would behoove us very much to not take up your offer. So we're here to service at your pleasure. I am obviously a representative. If you actually need somebody to help your public relations, I'm here for you. We got some strong hands. We're honestly just passing through town for King's Road exclusively. So, we're not heroes. We don't have a reputation. Not sure who you're talking about. I'm vamping.
Okay, Gator takes over at this point, pulling out his clipboard, and he says, listen, quite simply, here's what was going on. And he goes into a similar spiel from Grandpa Simpson in the last Exit to Springfield episode, where he just goes on and on about stories that don't go anywhere. So I had to catch a ferry to get a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Suplex City, which was what Shelbyville was called in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now anyway, the ferry cost a nickel. And back then, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 bees for a quarter, you'd say. Anyway, the important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have any of the white onions because of the war. You can only get the big yellow ones, and that's where the story cuts off.
So you're filibustering the Lich Queen.
Filibustering actually has like research, wit, intelligence, and purpose. This is just a ramble.
Okay.
Despite my friend's contributions, he is actually quite the effects artist. Again, could potentially help out with your PI. You say you're trying to impress your father? How impressive would it be to bring home a whole host of loyal subjects, huh?
All right, Gator, let's have a persuasion roll on your behalf.
A persuasion roll?
Or no, I'm sorry. How about deception?
Deception? I have advantage on that because I was clutching my clipboard at the time.
Of course you were.
Excellent. Why wouldn't I? If I wasn't clutching my clipboard, I'd be clutching something else right now. My wand. Not that one. I don't have a wand. Saucey, why don't I have a wand? Anyway.
You got a quarterstaff.
Oh, I'm so glad I have advantage. That's a good point. Because I rolled a 1.
That's bad.
Okay. In all truth and fairness, because I believe it's more important that the story fall by way of the dice.
It's all that's more important.
I rolled 2 1s.
Okay.
As long as you show your face.
Well, in that case, so the disembodied voice says, almost amused, I almost believed you when you said that. And the one with the funny little hat, I do like you. But I just don't know if I can trust the lot of you. I see the wild eyes in the one with the little legs. And I see the angry green one behind you. I must warn you that if any of you dare defy me, well, the shadows are very hungry, and they'll be more than happy to devour whatever's left of your souls when I'm done with you. So,
is there anything we could do to prove our loyalty?
Yeah, now that you mention it, you see the little one with the short legs? Kill her.
I look down at myself.
The other one. Take her life and join my ranks.
Gator starts looking around the room to see if he can see is there anything that looks like she self-identified as a lich, right? Like, I didn't make that up in my brain, right? I'm literally asking because this is so crazy right now.
She
She
called
said she was a lich queen.
she called herself a lich queen.
Does Gator see anything resembling a phylactery?
Describe a phylactery.
It
Oh,
can be
well,
anything.
That's the thing. It can literally be anything. Technically, it's supposed to be something like a vessel, like traditionally like a ring or a it could be like a pot, like just a little like an urn almost. It could be like a reliquary. Yeah, that's the thing is we're in like a cathedral, so there's probably a lot of iconography and things in here. But so it's literally like the cool thing is J.K. Rowling said Horcrux instead of phylactery. So it's kind of like it could be anything like any of the. Wasn't there 7 Horcruxes? I forget. But anyway,
And you tied an onion to your belt. I get it.
and I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time.
Alright.
I'll let you
Well,
roll
Gator's
investigation.
distracted.
You can roll investigation
Oh,
to see,
I already rolled 2 ones. What
Or-
worse could happen?
or Arcana. I'll give you either one.
I like that one better.
Sure.
Oh boy, come on now, opposite end. 17.
17. You are sure that if there were an item that matched that description and it were present within the front portion of this cathedral, that you would be able to suss it out. And you do not see anything that matches that description at this point.
Yeah, it's unlikely it would be out in the open, but I mean, you never know with these son of a lich.
As he's pondering and looking about, I step in front of Gator, and in response to her request, I give a very flourished bow with one hand in front and one hand behind my back. And the hand behind my back, I give Gator like a signal that we worked out for when we're doing shows to your cue to activate an illusion.
Okay.
Aha. So
And I pull out my dagger and I turn towards Rosa and I give her a little wink.
this is what I was thinking along these lines, but with the 2 ones I just got on the deception, I was so nervous to suggest it. But I move over to Rosa and I loom over her with the most grave look on my face. But at the last second, I give her a little wink. And I put my hands on her shoulders and I appear to be squeezing very hard, but being a master of illusions, it's like pure wrestling kayfabe where it looks worse than it really is. And I say, "This is not your night, Solomon. Do it." And I'm
Go for
casting.
the stage stab. Like leaping in front of his hands to obscure any casting, I go for a total combat, stage combat stab to the
The
throat.
big Terry Gordy wind up for the punch so that the wrestler can see that it's coming and dodge at the right time.
And who are you striking?
At Rosa.
You're both striking at Rosa.
Well, Gator's kind of pretending to hold her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making it look good.
And what's
And
Rosa
then
doing?
he's
I'll scream. Scream and just go with it.
Let's see. So there's a lot there to unpack. Let's start with Solomon. Let's start with a sleight of hand check.
hell yeah. Yes. I made a good call. I switched to a different die that was rolling really good for me the other night. 26.
Great. So you give Gator the cue. Gator understands it completely without tipping off. It's done very slyly, right? So you're confident that the signal is covert enough that it's so inconspicuous that nobody would understand what it means. And then you go to make this attack on Rosa. don't know if Rosa would understand the.
I gave her a wink.
Okay, you gave her a wink.
I winked as well.
So I guess a performance check for the kayfabe combat here.
Oh my
Well,
god.
so I gave Gator the signal to make an illusion.
Yeah, so, and with that, I have...
An illusion takes up a whole space. I'm Bard, I know about illusion magic too. So it takes up a whole space. So theoretically, if he just took up all of the space that Rose is in, they would only see what happens in the illusion that I'm stabbing into.
And I can add this, because I'm an illusionist at level 6, I got malleable illusion. So
Okay.
if I can create either sound or visuals, I can continue to change the perception of what that is on my turn. So if I make it look like she gets stabbed, falls over, I'm gonna make it then seem like I'm holding her dripping with blood in my arms.
And all Rosa has to do is not move from her square. And she will remain obscured by the illusion.
Okay. So I'm still going to require some type of performance check. Somebody's got to sell.
I'd be
sell
happy
this.
to perform. I'm selling. That's my job.
Yep.
I'm a salesman. Come on.
In fact, I
I'm
believe
blowing on it.
Solomon is a derivative of the word salesman.
Natural 20.
Right on. Okay, so a very convincing scene where you are pretending to kill Rosa. Rosa's probably feeling a mix of emotions. While this is fake, it's still unsettling, right? And Gator, you probably you're just excited to finally use illusions in a way that it's going to pay off.
I always wanted to do the malleable illusion, and this is the greatest purpose I can possibly spend it on.
Solomon, take my holy symbol.
I still have a hand on you in the illusion to make sure that I keep track of you. And I just message cantrip. You just hear a little psychic message that says don't move, don't make a sound. And you pass me the holy symbol. I bend over the illusion of her body and then pull the holy symbol from her bled out corpse on the ground and hold it up.
Great. So at this point you start to hear her laughing maniacally, just almost in pure ecstasy, pleasure at watching this unfold. She's either entertained or aroused or both. And her reaction to this is not to appear in front of you and present herself. It's to advance the mist by 10 feet closer to you.
I'll kneel.
And then the mist approaches 10 more feet towards you.
I just look back and give Bronson the nod so that he kneels.
Okay. And then it continues to move towards you. Does anyone react? At this point, it's, how far is that? 25 feet from where you are?
So is it filling the floor to the I would assume domed or arched ceiling?
No, it's relatively
How
low.
tall?
It's hugging the floor, filling the pews, and spilling up the walls before falling back down. It only rises maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet in the air. 10 feet sounds about right.
If possible, I don't know, what's the lighting situation in here exactly? Is it just coming from the windows?
Well, there are candlelight from sconces. However, it's a dim light as
It's a low light situation.
it's a low light situation. Yep.
So Gator attempts to scan over, like, if this thing's like a big shape, like, has it revealed anything in the back that we couldn't see before? Can I at least roll to see if that's possible?
Sure. Let's have an Arcana check.
All right. 17.
Great. Yeah. No. So you don't see any figures within the mist as it kind of folds over top of each other. There's no figures in the mist. It's the mist itself seems to be the entity as it approaches a little bit more.
I just make sure that I'm kneeling right, like, at Rosa's feet. So that way, if the mist gets displaced, it looks like it's me.
Okay.
I'm looking at my spells so hard right now.
Yeah. So
Actually, that wouldn't matter, because you just make the mist look normal in the illusion.
so
Right,
now
everything would have, yeah.
now the mist is maybe 10 feet in front of you. And it continues to spill forward towards you.
I'll just cantrip message both of you here, the psychic message, like 50-50 shot. Either she has the ability to see through illusions and we're fucked, or this is paying off. I'm ready to risk it.
I mean, I'm just continuing to play possum. So
I forget about message. Am I able to, like...
You can send a return short message, like a couple sentences.
I have a banishment left. Is that our first move?
Yeah, but don't look like you're gonna do anything. Wait to even start casting it until it pops off.
Okay, well, so if this thing looks like it's going to... oh man. This is bad. If I don't want, I hate being so generic, but like if danger obviously presents itself, can I begin casting banishment?
Sure.
I mean, this is already a dangerous presentation, so that's why I don't like that description.
Perfect.
I'll take it. Thank you.
We're gambling, and we're just gonna let the mist come.
Never tell me the odds.
God, we're playing chicken with a lich.
We're
All right.
playing chicken with a lich.
So now 5 feet in front of you, and you can see this boiling mist of that's the best way to describe it. Like if you were to watch a cloud in fast forward.
Oh yeah.
Are you waiting for it to spill over you?
No, I don't want it to touch any of us.
There's no
So if
target.
it looks like, yeah, if it looks like some like wispy fingers are within like reach of our toesies or anything, then the banishment's going off.
This is the gamble. It's 50-50 right here, right now, at the table. Party gang consent time. I'm gambling. I'm ready.
like,
It's gonna happen. Let's take it.
Does
Let's
turn
just play
undead
it
or
cool and see what happens.
turn
or
undead,
you-
destroy undead? Does that actually work?
Are you're gonna try to cast Turn Undead?
I'm not doing anything at the moment.
And we
was
just
a-
have to decide: are we going to act before the mist envelops us,
Right.
or
So
are we gonna let it happen?
so that's where we are right now. You have an action before the mist reaches you. Do you do anything, or do you hold your action?
I'm not. I'm holding.
I'm
Oh,
holding as well.
hey, at least
Let
I
the mist
died
take
at
us.
home.
Okay.
So I guess I'm the only thing I have to ask is like, and it's not really gonna make a difference. I'm just asking, like, when you get into talking, like, how does it once it's in my area of my illusionary area, like, I just want to know how it reacts, I guess. I don't know.
It would just pass through the illusion, so you have to make the illusion look like there's mist in it now.
All right, I'll keep molding the illusion then. That's what I do. I keep making the illusion as realistic as possible as it should be.
All right, well, let's have a perception check from everybody as well.
My
So-
best skill.
The mist is going to spill over you, but before it does, perception check.
10.
Ew. It's an 8. I was like, you guys should have
13.
hucked me in a grave.
10, 8, 13. Somebody want to roll for Bronson?
Sure.
No.
I rolled a 4.
That's not going to cut it.
I roll for Snugglecup.
Oh, man.
Snugglecup does have keen smelling, so when it comes to using his nose, could he try to sniff for a person or an undead person?
I mean, he can, but I don't know how he would relay that information to you, whether or not it's
That's the thing.
an affirmative or not. Do you speak?
If anything, that means that he will not be surprised during the surprise round.
If you can speak with
Okay.
animals, or if you speak Leonin, I would let you speak to Snug.
I'm a Leo.
Rolled a 17 on the die.
Oh,
I
great.
think we
Okay.
still have his
Yeah.
cheat
So, so Snug is going to back up away from the door, and that's the gist of Snug's perception check. So you're hyper focused on this cloud of mist approaching you. Gator, you're trying to hold together this illusion. Rosa, you're trying not to move too much so as not to throw off the performance. And Solomon, you're waiting as well.
Can Gator do something drastic? Like, so drastic I must interrupt the DM.
Please do.
Gator's really nervous that Rosa, appears to be prone, and I don't know what this thing's gonna do, so Gator appears to step over Rosa's corpse. So I guess the illusion's like at my back now. Like, I'm at like the edge of the area, and I attempt to see what happens when one of us is enveloped in the mist first.
So are you in the same square as Rosa? Am I understanding that?
I think like we're more in this if Rosa moved over to where I was kind of situation right now.
I'm looking at my area right now.
That?
Yeah.
Sorry, some of these are like just stupid unclear. An area of a 5-foot cube, so yeah, I'd have to be in that area.
I mean, she's a halfling, so you can occupy the same square. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, I make it look like I step over her in any event.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so here's what's going to happen. The mist is going to spill over you and heavily obscure your vision. And as soon as it starts to spill over you, you feel your skin start to itch and then start to burn and then start to almost boil. So I'm going to need a constitution save from all three of you.
Is this a magical effect?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait, no, that only works on mental stats. Never mind.
Team?
What team?
No.
Yeah, 14.
14? Okay, great.
13.
13, okay.
Not great.
I got a 2.
Oh.
A 2, okay. Unfortunately, that is not going to pass. So you're going to take some necrotic damage from the save. And it's going to be 66. So each of you are going to take 19 points of necrotic damage.
I'm checking one thing real quick. I'm really, because this wording is so dumb. I'm trying to make sure if I could have stepped. I don't know. This is so vague and like trying to figure something that, like, let's just forget it. Man. Well, how much damage are you still rolling, or did you already say what?
It was 66 damage, which came out to 19 points.
Yeah. Okay, well, all I heard was the 6d6, and I was like, he didn't say 66, did he?
No. No.
That would put me out at full health.
Let's
I think I'm just choking and coughing now, and I just new message. Get out! Get out of the temple!
No, Gator's gonna hold his ground and say, "Run!" And I attempt a banishment, but I would imagine at this point, like, it's not that simple. So, Saucey, you let us know what's going
on. So describe what the banishment does.
Okay, so sorry I didn't have it loaded up. So casting time 1 action, range of 60 feet, target 1 creature I can see.
You can't see any
distasteful.
You can't see anything because your vision is heavily obscured by the fog.
We're in mist.
And see that's one of those things to me where I'm like, but I can, if my target's the fog, can't I see the fog? But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, you can, if you want to attempt to target the fog as if it were an entity itself, you can try that.
I'm assuming that it would. Oh god, because I feel like I would have to actually attempt to cast a spell and it would fizzle if it wasn't a target and it's just a waste of a spell. So I don't want to do that.
Let's say use your bonus action to do an Arcana check.
Oh, very generous. Yes. Let's not that die. Let's use this one. 14.
14. Okay. So, based on your knowledge of the arcane, this doesn't represent any creature that you've ever seen. This seems more like a spell effect, like a fireball or like a lightning bolt or something like that.
Oh! Dispel magic.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the way that works is, I feel like I should have this memorized by now, 15 years later.
And you still have spell slots on that?
Oh, yeah. That's actually third level slots is like, second and third's about all I have left. Choose 1 creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher, target makes an ability check using spell casting ability. So you would have to be a 10 plus spells, 10 plus. This is always so confusing to me. For each spell
roll an intelligence check, and the DC that you need to beat is 10 plus the spell level of the magical effect. In this case, the mist.
Okay, so I just roll the die, add the bonus, and tell the DM, and he knows the answer.
Yep.
So I know the level of the spell.
All right, and fortunately, intelligence is something I actually have. Whether or not I apply it while I'm playing is a different story. About a 19 total.
Yeah.
On a successful check, the spell ends.
Well, yeah, because that would end any spell that's level 9 or below, right?
Yep, that's correct. You succeeded at dispelling a 9th level spell, so.
Well, it could be up to a level 9, right?
Right.
So with that, you're able to dissipate this cloud of death that was spilling towards you.
At the time.
And now is probably a good point. Let's have. You had made 1 perception check before the fog rolled over you and started to eat at your skin. What you failed to notice is that some of these piles of bones around you are starting to reanimate.
No.
And in fact, there are 4 of them that are going in this pile that's around you. They're going to be raising up to their feet. And at that point, we're going to roll initiative. And I think that's a great spot for us to stop for this session.
Yeah, probably.
Yep, and I'll need my amulet back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm still holding it in my hand.
Fantastic.
And I'll put them on the map so that you know where they are.
You're like literally right between me and Gator, as Gator's standing like right up behind you, and I'm kneeling right in front of you.
The rare opportunity to use the word betwixt and you don't take it.
Betwixt.
Thank you. Gator got
betwixt right or betwixt left?
Between. Anyway.
So this is...
Go on.
This is where the battle map is going to look like going into next session. The room is still dimly lit, so you can't see beyond the extent. But there is what looks like a raised platform and an entrance into where the pulpit would be. So you can't see the end of this room because it is so dimly lit. But
we're gonna have to fight our way through to get to this lich.
That's right. So it's Bronson time. So that's going to be it for this week. That's Kings Road Young Lions. We did a little puzzle work, a little death cloud, and now we're gonna have some spooky, scary skeletons. It's gonna be a blast. So Young Lions, thanks for coming out. Hope you had a spooky time, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks. Say goodbye, Young Lions.
Goodbye, Young Lions.
Goodbye.
All right, take care. Hey, congratulations. If you're still listening, that means you made it to the end of the episode. Thanks for coming by and listening to this edition of Kings Road Young Lions. If you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see on the next episode. For more great content from This Is Awesome Promotions, check out the YouTube channel, check out the Twitch channel, check us out on Twitter at TIA Promotions. Thanks again for coming around, and we'll see you next time down on the King's Road.